Open campus lunch is probably a topic that's not really touched on that much. I mean, most schools don't really have it, so nobody really thinks about it. But honestly, I really would love to see our school do it. I think open campus lunch can honestly probably take stress away. I mean, it's like a chance for us to escape issues for a short time to enjoy a meal with our friends. And it's literally our preference, we don't have to decide from four menus at our school. And I think it's just getting out of the school air just after being there for 5 hours already. Being able to leave it's just a relief. And I think our school should honestly think about it.
Although leaving campus would be good to distress, I feel like kids are still offered that opportunity while just sitting in the lunchroom with their friends. Because I know for me, I don't have a lunch anymore because I'm over on overload, but I feel like freshman year when I did have my lunch, it was fun to just sit in the cafeteria with my friends and just get to talk to them and eat my lunch sitting there with them. And I feel like if I left campus, I would still be doing the same thing, but I would be more at risk because of the dangers of leaving the campus.
Another one is definitely adults can trust us. I mean, allowing us to leave the premises of the school is probably nerve-wracking for most adults, but I think as a kid, it's just proving to our parents that we're responsible with our time, our money, and who we go out with in our eating choices. I mean, it really gives us an opportunity to just add more trust for our parents.
Although we should be trusted with leaving campus, I feel like it can put the students' lives more at risk because it allows them to leave the campus and be under no supervision. And this can cause parents of children to wonder where they are and be worried because they're not with a trusted adult. And the accident rates are higher once a student leaves the campus. So if an accident were to happen, there would be no way for them to know immediately and for the student to get help because they'll be gone. And I know that students want to be trusted, especially with their parents and teachers, but I don't really think that that would be beneficial for the community because they'd be so vulnerable and open just out there that school should be a safe place for you to be and your parents know that you're there for 8 hours or however long you have to be there. And I don't think that leaving campus would be good or safe for the students.
I know for an instance that being able to leave school for better food quality is definitely something that everybody will take. I mean, our school lunches literally, they're either burnt, soggy, or they just don't taste good. So I think for us being able to leave and just go get whatever, literally anything we want near campus, I think it's definitely something that people enjoy, and it just gives us more of a breather.
I don't really see how there could be a better food quality with leaving campus because this would cause the students to eat out more, I feel like. And if you're eating out more, you're getting more of that junky food, like the fast food like McDonald's or close to our school, everyone loves Mr. Sub. And sure there are healthy options, but students usually go for the cheeseburger or the buffalo chicken cheese fries from Mr. Sub. And I don't think that they would be eating healthy foods if they were leaving and they would be eating more junk if so. And eating out with your friends, it's been proven that you eat more with your friends and you just eat worse with your friends than if you were alone. So if you left campus, I feel like it'd be more beneficial to go home and eat because your parents would most likely make you eat something more healthy rather than going out with your friends and getting something that's unhealthy. But at school, they make their lunches where they have your certain things that you need, the nutrients that you need, and they're gonna make sure that you get that and you're not just eating pizza every day or something.
Also, there are students with allergies, sensitivities, restrictions. So I think just for them to be able to leave, it's not as embarrassing because then they gotta take all the food off, see how much calories, or just literally anything fat is in certain things. So I think just not having students that go through that is definitely a plus. And for us to be able to manhandle our own food, I mean, we don't got to worry about cross contamination or something bad being in the food that we're allergic to. So I definitely think that if we are able to leave school for food, it would definitely help with that.
I understand that some kids have allergies and that it would be more beneficial for them to be able to get that food, but they could pack a lunch with the foods that they need from home and still sit in the cafeteria and eat lunch. And if they were like deadly allergic to say like peanut butter and like their friends were eating it, then their friends should know better not to, or they could just like step away. And as for calories, I don't think that leaving campus would help you like count your calories or anything because you can still find the nutritional like value of the food that they're serving you at school or what you're taking from home because you can check like the packaging. But if you were like say going out and you got like a Big Mac or something, like that's gonna be like so many more calories and like fat than what you're getting at school or from home.
I think this is a smart one to do, which is to have the high performing students, so whether that's GPA or just overall standing, I think having them being allowed to go should definitely be something because I know most kids will just ditch school or leave school or just anything because of an open campus lunch and they have the time to. But I think if you allow the higher students to do this, I mean, that's definitely an award for all your hard work. And I know the stress from throughout the day, just being in all honors and AP classes, I think this as an award is definitely something to do for the students. And they could even have like a sign out sheet. I mean, you have to sign out when you leave and then sign back in when you come back. So then they can track the time you've been gone, you know?
Even though it would be nice for the higher GPA students, like the higher performing students, to be offered that incentive, I feel like it would be unfair for the students who are in quote unquote normal classes because it's just that like it kind of puts them on like separate levels and like ranks, and that's what I think school wants to avoid. Like they don't want people to be seen as higher than others even if their academics show that, because they want everyone to feel like they're equal and can be friends with who they want. And like I feel like that would put like a big divide in between smart and not smart kids because everyone is smart. It's just some kids learn at faster levels or like faster paces or higher levels than others. So I feel like if it was offered to the higher performing students, the off campus lunch, then the students who are just in like regular classes might take that to offense and they could like go against like the school board for that. So I don't really think that would help in off campus lunch.
I know I touched up about this a little bit when I was talking about families, but I think allowing us to go home is just, or allowing us to leave for lunch will give us extra time at home. I mean, we could take care of our pets, you know, feed them, let them out. I mean, I know most dogs need to be let out before they go in the house. And just literally just go anywhere calmingly and just do homework. I mean, I'd rather do homework outside of school at like in my room or out at a park than do it in a lunchroom where it's loud and I'm so close to people. So I think just having not as much of a restriction of where we can go would just make students more enjoy school.
Even though it would be really nice to see your family during the day, because I know it's really hard to see your family a lot because of like kids are involved in like after school activities, or some kids have jobs, some kids have like sports that they have to go to after school, and then like school just takes up a lot of your day, and then going home to do all your homework, because there's barely any family time anymore. But I feel like if off-campus lunch was an option for students, they would just leave and go out to lunch with their friends and they wouldn't even bother going home. Because I personally don't think that I would go home because I live in Shorewood, so there'd be no point in me going home just to go back to Joliet for school. Like, I understand kids who live closer would definitely probably want to go home and like get food from home, but I just also still think that kids are gonna want to go out to eat with their friends because you're not gonna want to go sit at home and eat, because if you're offered like to leave school, then you're just gonna want to go out, and that, at least that's how I would be with my friends, I feel like. And like I said, seeing family would be nice, but I feel like you could make time for that like on the weekends or just like family dinner, and I don't think that's really necessary during the school day.
Definitely having lunch off campus definitely creates real life lessons. I mean, it gives us teens a chance to make food choices away from campus with limited funds. And although it might cost more, it's a specific amount that we can spend each day, which is a valuable lesson money wise. And this will definitely help with resources after high school. I mean, for college, you get to leave class at a certain time. You don't have class later on until a certain time. What are you going to do in between times? I mean, you need to know how to manage time. So I think this is definitely a crucial skill that schools really need to invest in.
I can see where you're coming from, but I still think that off-campus lunches will concern a safety risk for students' lives, and I don't really think that it could help with money issues because, like I said, there is reduced lunches at school for students who are on like a budget, and although this is how it will be in college, I feel like that's an experience that they'll get to see later on in life. And although it would be nice to experience it soon, I think that they can wait until college to experience that. And sure, schools should definitely look into off campus lunches, but I think that along with the pros, there's also a lot of cons that go with off campus lunch.